add करेगा, as in तू add करेगा.
Ad is as in
Advertisement करेगा. And बाकी सब said तू add करेगा. So I want to stress on add. तू add करेगा. She kept saying तू add करेगा. And she said हाँ yeah now I got it. तू add करेगा. And again I said maybe so I said no just remember add. She's like yeah. She gave the look. तू add करेगा. And it's a serious scene. So it's not even like they're fooling around. She's in shock that I would be willing to do an advertisement for being the kind of person I am. So she's like, "तू act करेगा it should be," but she's like, "तू act करेगा." She, "तू act करेगा." That's my favorite scene. That's the only time you were in shock with what was happening with your body and your mind.
No, but sometimes the smallest of lines turn out to be the most difficult thing to do, and this was just 3 words, and it was like, you know, I don't think eventually I got it.
Now say to add करेगा.
I think I still didn't get it. I think you know.
But the best part was she thought she was doing it right in everything.
Alright, we have one more question from here, Samira.
Hi, good to you.
क्यों लड़के सवाल नहीं पूछते यहाँ पर?
Nice to see you, Arjun, again. Welcome, Kareena.
ये ताना था कि कॉम्प्लीमेंट? हाँ, बहुत शौक हो रहा मुझे.
So I just wanted to ask Kareena.
नहीं रहा मैं यही बैठा.
So how much in real life do you relate to the character that you played in the movie?
Well, I think that of course I do relate to it because you know she's married, working, independent, earning her own money, doing exactly what she wants, following her dreams. So in that sense, of course, it is kind of like the girl that I am and have always wanted to be. But I mean, Kia is different because I don't know if in real life I could ever not marry someone like Arjun, but accept the way that they kind of got into this experiment. Because in the film they kind of decide that okay, they're going to get into this marriage and this is the way it's going to be. But I can't imagine myself because my husband is a working man and he's been working for the next 25 years. But who knows if he decides to be a stay-at-home husband after a couple of years. It's not like that my love for him is any less.
Thank you very much.
जो चारों कैमराज हैं और जो लोग हमें देख रहे हैं इस वक्त, पीछे कौन से देखिए ऑफिस पूरा खाली, आपको डाका डालने डाल सकते, कोई नहीं ऑफिस में आ जाइए डाका डालने के लिए. खाली पड़ा है फेसबुक ऑफिस, आपकी सारी प्रॉब्लम्स कोई सॉल्व नहीं कर रहा है इसमें.
The next question we have is an online question. It
ये
was
भी तूने लिखा
from
पूछ
Shilpa. If I got the name right, it was scrolling past really quick, but I hope I got your name right. Shilpa, they've heard you do a really good impression of Kareena and want you to do a dialogue.
I just did it, na?
That was her. That wasn't.
But I only told. I did it and showed it. I said तुम्हें कोई हक नहीं बनता. अरे but you're not copying me. We are all copying her. बड़ी डिफेंसिव है तू यार. हम तो इसी के फैन हैं. कंफ्यूजन नहीं है.
My God, he just did, yeah. Poor guy, तू act करेगा.
But Daddy did wrong.
She would be thinking, act करेगा.
Just did that.
Alright, next question then is from Steffi. She's over there on the back.
Steffi Graf.
I was actually the Steffi when you came for Finding Fanny.
Yes. What man? I remember you, man. What man? Nice Maxi home, man. Come, what you want? Let's have you.
He's gone already.
Oh. There were 2-3 savages when I came, man. They all left. That's why Finding Fanny didn't do well. All the savages got fired.
Hi Kareena, hi Arjun. So my question is, this movie is about gender stereotypes and biases. So is there any particular stereotype and bias that you had in your mind which has changed a lot during the shooting of this movie? You become more sensitive about?
Any question?
No, I'm trying to think of the stereotypes. Firstly, I think living in a city like Bombay, the mindset does evolve very fast. You're conditioned to see everything. I have never had this taboo. I always believe that you should be allowed to love who you want to love. It does not matter what the other person's gender is. And I think that stereotype needs to be broken also in our country. That's a long way off from being broken. What we are dealing with is still about, I don't think breaking stereotypes is just about respecting people's choices. Our film deals more with that. But that's one stereotype I've always loved equally in that capacity. I'm okay with anybody loving anybody. I hope people become more open to that thought process as well. If you're gay, straight, it does not matter. Eventually, love is the purest form of being connected to somebody. It shouldn't matter. And nobody else has a right to decide who you should love and who you shouldn't love. What man? What about serious man?
What about you, Kareena? Did you have any biases or stereotypes in mind that, like, as you thought through this movie, changed?
No, I mean, I think just addressing, of course, this issue of, the stay-at-home husband and a working woman. I think that's just one of the 100,000 issues that our country is facing right now. But if in a small little way, like I said, we can make a difference because we do come from a country where we do promise democracy, freedom of speech, freedom of choice, freedom to love. But we say that, but I don't know how many are following that. So if in some way this key and this car can make a difference, it's a start.
For sure it will. Right, on the live, there's just a lot of people asking you guys, as always, to say hi and that you love them.
Hi,
so do you just want to make a call out for them?
हाँ मैं तुमसे बहुत प्यार करता हूँ, मैं तुमसे शादी करना चाहता हूँ, किसी को भी बोल दो, सब घर के बाहर आ जाएंगे, मैं तुम्हारे बच्चे की माँ बनने वाला हूँ, मैं तुम्हारे बच्चे का बाप बनने वाला हूँ, बोलने में कहता हूँ।
Alright, cool. So, Pooja Krishna, which was the toughest scene to do in this movie?
To add Kareena. That's mine.
I think for me it was the first time I get angry with Kia's character in the film. That was the third day of shooting. That was I wouldn't say toughest, but that was when I just realized, okay, he writes still for Mr. Bachchan's baritone voice, Balki sir's writing is very, like, monologue after monologue, you keep ranting. And then he wants you to deliver the rant in the most nonchalant way. And I was not equipped for that scene, it took me some time to get into it. But I think I did it really well. After a point of time, I got into it and I did it well.
Awesome. And I have a question. So, since you mentioned Amitabh Ji, are we seeing him in this movie as well?
Yeah, he's the Jayaji, both of them.
Oh, awesome. Alright, one more live question was from Sanjana Prakash. Do you know a real life couple that's like Ki and Ka?
Yes, I do. But I can't name them because they have to be okay coming and speaking about it. I do know many couples like this.
That's good.
यहाँ पे कोई किसी को जानता है जो ऐसे है? हाथ उठाइए जो जानते हैं. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा नाम लेना पड़ेगा, हाथ उठा के बोल दीजिए. Have you met a homemaker? Have you met a husband who stays at home and takes care of the child of the house? So then, नहीं हाथ उठा, शर्माने की बात नहीं. It's a nice thing if you've seen it. Thus proving. नहीं अभी डर क्यों गया? दिल से रख लिया. तो लड़कियों के कहना हाथ उठाते तो दाल क्यों बना? दूसरा हाथ भी यूज कर लो बाल बनाने के लिए, हाथ एक उठा लो.
Alright, we have one last question from Jasleen for Arjun.
तू नचवाएगी?
नहीं इस बार.
Pass the mic.
And it's coming from all the way there.
Hi Arjun, hi Kareena. Arjun, I'm your biggest fan, and I can claim that, and I can be certified for being your biggest fan.
मेरा favorite color कौन सा है?
Your favorite color or my favorite color?
तू मेरी fan है ना?
But I know your favorite cake. You love red velvet cake.
हाँ.
And you love jungly mutton.
हाँ.
And your nickname is Fobu.
हाँ. और कुछ? मुझे पता ना, मुझे अपने बारे में सुनना बहुत पसंद है. My favorite color is blue. What's my favorite football team? Chelsea. You? I love Chelsea. हाँ पूछ.
So, I know you're a very big foodie and I'm a very big foodie too. And in your trailer, I noticed that you were cooking a lot of things.
and I wanted to know that you actually learned something while you were
I learned how to make a okay.
pancake.
This was not a joke, I was being serious. I learned how to make an omelette. No, I learned how to make breakfast. I learned how to make 3-4 different kinds of eggs. So scrambled, omelette. I learned how to make a frittata. And then eventually we moved on to pasta. I learned how to make the pesto sauce.
You were probably the one who had to eat it. We should ask you, did he
you
learn?
understand? Learning it does not mean I did it well. But I was going through the process of, like, I had to learn it for the film. I was not learning to impress her actually. No?
But Kareena, did you eat anything what he made?
Thankfully. Maybe I would be here.
I wouldn't recommend anybody calls me to cook in their house or eats what I've made. I can only make an omelette properly, that's all.
But men make great chefs.
Recipe? Omelette की recipe क्या होती है? आमलेट की रेसिपी क्या होती है बताइए? नहीं मैं जानना चाहता हूँ। अंडे लीजिए, तोड़िए, फ्राइंग पैन में जो सब्जी बन रहा है डाल दीजिए, जो काटने आती है वो डाल दीजिए।
Alright, that's all the time we had for questions. Thank you all for joining us. But we're not going to wrap up without the dance. I'm hoping the heels are here now.
But for me to change will take.
So we're going to
bear with me while I change.
And we have some Facebookers who would love to dance with you as well. So if you guys could come up, there's a group that's prepared to dance.
They are engaging in their home.
They are only shooting me, I think.
No, these are very fancy.
Yeah, they are. They are by Manish Ulu.
Wow, right?
Why are Americans क्या? जैसे आपने बुलवाया अब आपकी वजह से करना पड़ेगा। सॉक्स में कर लूँ
हाँ, ना चलेगा।
नहीं आप मतलब करीना बुला नहीं मुझे।
Yes. Dance is a must, right?
Of course, always.
She actually keep it all down. Like that, she don't have to do anything else. We have this, crowd out here. So the excitement has been building up so badly since yesterday.
We were actually expecting that the entire office would be empty. And we were like, ऐसा लगेगा कोई काम नहीं करता है यहाँ पे.
Yeah, nobody hi.
चलो रेडी हूँ मैं